Okay, today we're going to talk about inequalities. Inequalities are something you worked with in middle school, actually, and you already know what they are: greater than or equal to, less than, and less than or equal to. So, if we were to write these in words, we would just say greater than. Okay, or we would say greater than or equal to. Okay, less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. We have 4 inequalities here that are examples. If I were to read this one, it reads x is greater than 3. X is greater than 3. That means that some number x is greater than 3. Okay? You can think of numbers that are greater than 3, 10, 20, 50, 5. How about 4? All right. How do I graph this inequality on the number line? Well, we're not always going to start at 0, guys. We're going to look at our very important number right here, and that's going to be in the middle of our number line. So that's going to be 3. Now I'm going to evenly space tick marks, left and right. You can write a whole bunch, but 5 is all you need. So it's just like any number line: 3, 4, 5. To the left would be 3, 2, 1. So what does it mean x is greater than 3? Well, what if we take the number 4 and we write 4 is greater than 3? Is that true or is that false? That happens to be true. So 4 is a solution. How about 3.5? 3.5 is greater than 4. Is that true or is that false? If I write it correctly, my mistake, 3.5 is greater than 3, not 4, because our important number is 3. Is that true or is that false? That is true. 3.5 is greater than 3. How about 3? Is 3 greater than 3? Is that true or is that false? Well, 3 is not greater than 3. 3 is equal to 3. So it's not greater than, which means it's false. So 3 is not a solution, but any number really, really close to 3 is a solution. So what we do in mathematics is we make an open circle, and we make our arrow go to the right, to the side that has the true solutions in it. If I were to take 5 and plug in 5, 5 is greater than 3, 5 is solution, 6 is the solution, etc. Okay? So that's how we graph our solution sets. All right, let's look at the next one. X is greater than or equal to -5. Okay, X is greater than or equal to -5. I underlined or because that's important. This has 2 conditions. The number either can be greater than, that would make it true, greater than -5, or it can be equal to -5, that would make it true. So again, in the middle of my number line, I'm going to make a tick mark and call it -5. And then I'm going to make 2 tick marks to the right and 2 tick marks to the left. This is called scaling my number line. Now, if I just count up from -5, it goes -4, -3, and so on in that direction. 0 is going to be over here, right? So this would be -6, and this would be -7. All right, so now we are going to continue to play the game that we played up here. Okay, but we're going to do it with -5 now. Now, is -5 greater than or equal to -5? True or false? It happens to be true because -5 is equal to -5. So -5 is the solution. Well, I could try -6. -6, is that greater than or equal to -5? True or false? False. -6 is smaller than -5. So it is not true. So -6 is not in my solution set. But -4 is, and -3 is, and -4.5, and -4.6, and -4.7, right up to -5. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this a bigger circle. And we're going to shade our number line this way. Okay? All right. So we have done 2. Notice that this one has the x on the left, and this one has its x variable on the left, variable on the left, and variable on the left. Notice that these 2 arrows point that direction. They're pointing, the inequalities are pointing to the right. Pardon me. And our variable is on the left. Notice our 2 arrows, solution arrows. They're both going right. That's an important distinction. If we write our variables on the left, then our inequalities will tell us which direction our solution arrow goes. So let's do the next 2. X is less than -2. Okay, x is less than -2. So -2 goes in the middle. 2 tick marks to the right. 2 tick marks to the left. -2. -1 comes next, and 0. -3, -4. Well, this one up here was a greater than and had an open circle. This was a greater than or equal to and had a closed circle. This is a less than. You guessed it. Open circle. It's pointing to the left, so let's just test it. Is -3 less than -2? The answer is yes. That's true. So our solution arrow goes this way. We draw us in an arrow. We have just completed example 3. Last example. X is less than or equal to 1. Okay, cool. So guess what our middle number is? It's 1. And then we got 2 and we got 3. 0 and -1. This is an equal to, so guess what? 1 is equal to 1, so it's a solution. 2 is not less than or equal to 1. It's not less than 1, and it's not equal to 1. It's greater than. So our solution arrow goes this way. Okay? So a solution to an inequality is a number that makes the inequality true. Okay? A closed dot like this on a graph means the number is a solution. So the number is included. An open dot, like that, and like that, means that the number is not a solution. And the number that we are talking about is this 1, this -2, this -5, and this 3. If you notice, they're open, closed, open, closed. Okay, we're doing great. Now, what if I give you a graph and I ask you to write an inequality? Well, the first thing we want to look at is our important number that's circled or not. This one is circled, and it's 3. So what I do know is it's open. So is it going to be, oh, I didn't do this. This is going to be less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. This is going to be less than or greater than. So if it's an open circle, it's one of these 2, and it's going this way. So guess what? We go that way. We place a 3 here, and we just say x. So is x less than 3? Okay, let's see if it's true. Let's take one of the numbers on our shaded side. Is 0 less than 3 true? 0 less than 3, question mark. True or false? It's true. So we wrote our inequality correctly. All right. Once again, we're going to look at our critical number. I call it critical number. It's the number that we're focused on. It's 1. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 over here. I'm going to put x over here. Now, it's going to go this way, but does it get the equal sign? Yes, it does, because it's closed. So it's one of these two. So x is greater than or equal to positive 1. Let's pick 3. Is 3 greater than or equal to 1 true or false? 3 is greater than 1. There it is. What about 1? 1 is equal to 1, so it would be true as well. Okay, you do these two, and then check your answers on my posted completed notes key.